Where are you going? Daddy? Daddy!
The Professor Layton franchise has managed to achieve consistent good quality ever since its first entry released 10 years ago. The Azren Legacy was the end of a very solid prequel trilogy, and now we are going forward with a new brand of characters. So does Lady Layton continue to provide an excellent visual novel and puzzle game experience? Well, let's find out. Going forward, this review will be as spoiler-free as possible. Many years after the events of an unwound future, at some point the good professor settled down, had a child, and just vanished. Katriella Layton is at your service as a crime solver and is just as big of a puzzle fanatic as her father. While she is fixing a sign of the agency she works at, a talking dog asks her for assistance. As nonsensical as that sounds, she brushes it off without a care. After solving a test puzzle, she is deemed as the real deal, and we find out this dog doesn't remember who he is. The lady is up to the task to figure it out, though she is also curious as to what happened to her father. The story is as whimsical and charming as expected from a game in this franchise. The writing is very good, though the slapstick humor involving the character Ernest does fall flat and is seemingly undeserved at times. Katriella Layton's character may not be as charming as her father's, but she is an enjoyable protagonist, and I was very much engaged in the experience, though the plot can be pretty predictable sometimes, even later in the game. This can potentially make the game's sense of mystery fall flat, but it will vary from player to player. However, I managed to enjoy the story regardless. Puzzle solving is the franchise's focus when it comes to the gameplay, but there is more to it than that. Just like previous entries, there will be point-and-click adventure gameplay when you talk to NPCs. You can find hint coins to help you get through tough puzzles, and some NPCs will have optional puzzles to solve themselves. This aspect of the game has always given it a visual novel feel, and managed to create a world you wouldn't expect from a puzzle game. Thankfully, that has been realized once again, and only made me want to discover more about the world and its citizens. This is tied around the enjoyable puzzle gameplay. While not having a great selection of brain teasers, it has some very memorable puzzles. The very first puzzle in the game makes you think outside the box by using the box as a means to solve the puzzle. I was impressed with many others, and was constantly reminded of how much I overthink to find solutions. Now onto the game's visual direction. The Professor Layton art style didn't really transition into 3D all too well. The exaggerated character designs look very out of place with a properly proportioned cast. Unfortunately, Lady Layton does not fix this issue, and can be very jarring at times. You'll be treated to wonderful animated cutscenes, however, and that's when the game's character design direction fits. Thankfully, the soundtrack manages to stay consistent, giving the whimsical European vibe the franchise is known for. Lots of pianos, violins, and even the accordion are all thrown in. Maybe it's not as memorable as previous entries, but it did fit the mood and I hummed along during many instances throughout the story. Overall, Lady Layton is another good entry in the franchise. Sure, it may not be as well written, but it's another solid story and a good casual friendly puzzle game. Fans won't be disappointed. If Katriella is the new puzzle fanatic we'll see going forward, I'm all for it. And that does it for our review. To see the written review, be sure to check out our website, gaminggamma.com. A link to the review will be provided down in the description below. Also, if you have any comments or questions in regards to the review, please leave them down in the comment section below as well. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you're just finding me through this review, hey, be sure to subscribe and stick around for a while for future Let's Plays, reviews, commentaries, and more. We'll have a ton of fun here together. And if you're already subscribed, be sure to click on that bell to be notified when I upload next. And as always everyone, thanks for watching.